President of the Manitoba Métis Federation, David Chartrand.
How are you doing, Ray?
I'm doing fine. A lot of nice calls today.
I was hearing a lot of compliments to you and your good looks and everything. So, wasn't that Len Fairchuck that did that Western Hour?
He did later on. Len Fairchuck didn't do it.
Okay, somebody else before then.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, well, you're an old timer. You'll figure that out.
Well, I was part of his band too.
Oh, the cripe almighty, huh? Yeah. Well, tomorrow is going to be a very special day, a day that you and I know very well.
Yes, we do.
Mother's Day, and we would have our mums looking down upon us now from the sky and from above. And so happy Mother's Day. I'm taking flowers to my mom's grave tomorrow, and to my sister Pauline and to my sister Nancy. We're taking some flowers to their graves as mothers. Mother for Sonia, my daughter Sonia, and Nancy raised her, so she actually became the adopted mom. And then, of course, my sister and all her kids. We're taking some flowers there. I mean, Gorian and Sugar. But it's a special time for mothers out there, and but it should be a special time every day. That's something very particular for many of the Métis culture. Women are a more maternal nation, so our mothers are very, very important to us. So I want to say a big shout out from myself as president and the cabinet and all the staff to all the mothers, including the staff mothers and cabinet mothers that are out there, and say you're a very special person, and you make the nation what it is, and but you make the family what it is. It's the backbone of the family. So I want to say a special shout out. I also want to say a special shout out to women in jails that are, for whatever reason, mistake they made, or life has changed their course of direction, and so their moms too, a lot of them, and they miss their mothers. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of those, and also to the men that are in prison. I was thinking about them this morning. I was, reminiscing about some of the issues, and Mother's Day makes you think of things. And I hope you can pull out Robbie Brass there, Cowboy, after playing Mama's Waiting. Like you talk of all the men in prison today that life went the wrong turn, and but they still are big, proud mama boys. So I want to make sure you set a shout out to all of them out in Stony Mountain, Headingley, and all the institutions out there. And of course to our citizens at home and our kids. We were chatting around the table yesterday and asking about what you're doing for Mother's Day to some of our staff, and one already said, I'm going to cook breakfast for my mom, and the other one said, I went and got her something, and I went and got something already for Glora from baby, and so she'll get it on Sunday. But all the people out there, like different people, will be doing things. I cooked steak last night. I went and got a steak for Glora, and I made her a steak dinner, and just because she'll be cooking on Mother's Day, so I don't, she'll be celebrating in Duck Bay. We're heading to Duck Bay, so I wanted her to have a special day for herself one evening. So I cooked steak, but she helped out, of course. Otherwise, the meal wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
My chefing is not that good, Gray. But again, it's a special time for mothers out there, and I want to say a big shout out, and it's so important that whether they're with us today or else gone already, they're still always in our minds and our hearts. Actually, I was telling Gloria the other day, I was feeling sad on Thursday, and I was trying to wonder how come I'm feeling so sad or depressed, and then I started to think it's Mother's Day is coming up, so that's probably was a reflection in the back of my mind, and because I miss my mom, and I talk to her every day, and for those loved ones out there that think about when they miss your mom, I talk to her every morning and every night before I go to bed, and just want to always shout out they're listening, and they'll always be hearing what we have to say. So also I say a special shout out from Mike and Anita Campbell McIver, and I want to say a shout out to a big fan of yours today. So her name is Annette McIver. She's 92 in September. Mm-hmm. She listens to the show every Saturday, and she's a big, big fan of yours. Yeah, so I want to say a special hello to her, and coming out from Mike. I know her birthday is September, but a happy Mother's Day coming from Anita and Mike to her mom. And so I think I want to say a shout out to Margaret, and she's in hospital, and we're working right now with her. She can't go back to her own residence because of health issues, and I have a hard time saying her last name, Katerturin. I can't say it right. My accent has left me. But she's always the chair for Eric Stell. She's been the chair for ages, and I want to do a shout out for her. She's in the hospital, and happy Mother's Day to her. But again, we have a bunch of congratulations going out to Ray. Happy 5th wedding anniversary to Linda and Vinko Sarek. Of course, that's on Thursday, May 5th, but Linda's our elder. She does a lot of our prayers and ceremonies throughout. So I hope you're listening, Linda, and Vinco, and happy. And Gloria and I will hopefully have a chance to have lunch with you or have a meal with you. And but again, happy 5th wedding anniversary. Happy 33rd anniversary to Debbie and Doug Forgy. Debbie is the chair of the St. Eustache Métis and a hell of a hard-working local. That local is always doing something to make things better for their community. Now they have a daycare center, and they're so proud of it. And it's just a good feeling as president and as Francis as minister was able to fulfill their dreams of having a daycare center to a historical Métis community in St. Eustache. Congratulations also going out to Kira D. Delarond from, originally her parents come from Duck Bay, her grandparents, I'm sorry, and so she actually is chosen as valedictorian for the 2022 Red River College Polytech Indigenous Grad Ceremony. Also, she had spoke there and delivered a speech. So I want to say a big, happy graduation to you. Congratulations to Kyra. She actually was amazing with us. She joined me for a meeting with the ambassador in Rome, and she presented the Métis history to them, and she did such a superb job, and she's going to be an amazing leader in the future. Also, I want to say some birthdays, Ray, before I get into some business, before I take off to Duck Bay. I want to say happy 81st birthday going to Emile Nault. Michelle Nault's dad, who was celebrating his birthday on Thursday, May 5th. Happy birthday to Sharon Varga, L'Oreal Vocational, who's celebrating also on May 5th on Thursday. It was happy 61st birthday to Jack Park, Minister of Energy. Of course, he's from Selkirk. He's cabinet minister from the MMF government who lives in Selkirk. And he was so proud. I was kind of chuckling with him. They made a cake, Ray, with his first pension check written on there. We had a good laugh on it. $65 written there, signed by Anita Campbell. It's not a real check, but it was a picture of a check on a birthday cake. And happy 95th birthday is going out to Teresa Lavely, originally from St. Ambrose. She's now living in Winnipeg and celebrating her birthday on May 8th. And big one to you, Teresa, 95. Happy 19th birthday is going to Reese Mayer, that's Judy Mayer's granddaughter, who's celebrating on May 9th. So we also have, if you play the next gospel tune for the next following ones, Ray, we have to the family of Elder Alex Pelche. Our thoughts and prayers are with you during your this difficult time, with you and the family. And Alex's funeral is the services today in Russell. Alex is making his journey to his new home. And again, Alex will be laid to rest in the community of St. Madeleine, and that's, of course, everybody knows the community without a town. That's the one that was burnt in the 1930s for cattle, Ray. This is a Métis village. They burnt it down, the church, the school, the houses for cattle. And that's how they treated the Métis then, even in that era. So, but again, he's going to be buried to a historical community out in St. Madeleine. Also, to condolences going out to Marvin Chartrand. Marvin, hard-working fisherman. Marvin worked for the MMF for a while, for many years at a building, his operation department, and he's being buried today in Duck Bay, and his wake is today in Duck Bay. He's being buried tomorrow, and it's going out to his family and to his sons and his daughter and all to his family. And he's the last of his family, Ray, and that's hard on everybody when you look at it and reflect. He's the last son. The daughters and sons have all passed, and so special, condolences from my family. Marvin was somebody I had a lot of respect for, and he was somebody that always had great respect for so many. And also the family of Melanie Sanderson, that, of course, everybody told a story on that. Melanie actually fought a brave battle with cancer. And the hard part for Melanie is that when she lay in the hospital in palliative care, knowing that she'd be leaving soon, and whether it's a month or two, and not sure exact date, the doctors projected she had a couple months to live. And then her son died, Gifford, and I talked about that on the radio show. He was only 11 years old. He had an enlarged heart. And now she's left this world, I know, to chase up to her son, catch him up, and think of yourself as in your family. Think about this for a second. Your mom's laying there, and all of a sudden one of the sons die. And before you leave this world, that's the hardest thing for your child to die. So, but we'll be helping out big time with the family and make sure that Melanie's journey is going to be safe to her son, and that's the Dougie and Graceland. Our condolences go out to you, and that funeral is not happening till next week now in Duck Bay. So on other stuff, Ray, of course, we had a busy time. As you see, Dave Gray's been on the air quite a bit, and he's been preparing now for several months. Yep. The election now has been called, and that's going to be June 14th. And, that's going to be a great time for an evaluation of the work we've done. And did we do a good enough job that you want us to continue working in the path we've chosen for you and the path you've guided us on as elected officials? So that's the question Cabinet asks themselves. And I want to say on behalf of all Cabinet, they did a superb job They worked very, very hard to make life better for our Métis citizens in every aspect, whether it's education, economic development, housing, you name it, health. Our daycare, our people have been, and our staff have been, and our cabinet ministers have worked so hard to make life better for our Métis citizens. And we've heard that so many times from our people, no matter where we travel. Jean Chaboyer always tells me, you're the best. You're the best as leader has ever come along, and I have greatest respect, and I hope you're there forever. So, but again, only the people will determine that. I'm not here to campaign. I'll campaign after I find out who's running against me. I was honored for the last 2 terms that no one ran against me, as the people had such great respect and support for me. And I know that in my travels, many people are talking about making sure I keep on healthy and stay healthy to finish off the job I promised to do, get the land claim settled and get the treaty done, and move forward to make things way better for next generation as they're coming forward. But anyways, elections there, so you'll hear a lot of that happening. But this is where I also say to people, I think in the last, Ray, as you're aware, right when you first got involved, there used to be dirty politics a long time ago. People would make up stories and put them on Facebook and on Twitter, and people say, is that true? Like, don't listen to that stuff on Facebook. Don't listen to that stuff on Twitter. If you think somebody is done wrong, somebody says so, phone that person or find out. But don't go listen to rumors, because that's the dirtiest thing. That's whole politics in the whole days. We got rid of that stuff already, and I don't want our people to be caught up in that stuff. Like, stories used to tell about me and, I was stealing money, I was building stuff, and like none of it was true. Absolutely 100% not true. But you can't. What can you do? There's no name, or if there's a name, it's a fake name on the Facebook or in the internet. So in the social media world, and that's why it's so sad when you see people that use such dirty politics, and it's not really around anymore. But I think it could resonate its ugly head at any time. So I just tell our people talk about other people. Those are rumors. Follow up and make sure you get the details. Like, for example, Jean phoned me this morning, Jean Chaboyer, because he read the article. We filed our defense now against the Métis National Councils, in which I call a meritless lawsuit against us. It has no purpose, no reasoning why they put, we're suing the MMF and the Métis and David and everybody else for $16 million. And when you look at their arguments, there's nothing there to say what's $16 million. Yeah. There's not a penny missing anywhere, not a dollar missing. So what are you suing them for? But it's all propaganda. So we put our defense, and for example, they said that the rent is too high. You're charging us too much money in Ottawa. Well, we're not charging you too much money in Ottawa. L'Oreal Capital Corporation owns that building, and they've been there since 2011, Ray. And now they're saying, the rent's too high. And so they're suing us for for increasing the rent above market rent, which is not true. And so we put a defense showing that, and actually we asked them to leave and go find another place to stay, that they think our rent's too high, then go find somebody else that's better. And what they're not telling the people is the rent they have now, the building they have now, in fact, is bigger than the building they had before, and they have parking spaces now. And they pay the same amount of money they paid the Delta Hotel. So you start looking at it from that side. It's all about changing the channel because they don't want to deal with the issue that's before them. The issue is very clear. They're bringing non-Métis, fake Métis, stealing identity Métis into the Métis National Council, which they have done already, and that's why we'll never be there. My people are wise enough, over 2,000 people, close to 3,000 in fact, at our annual assembly in 2019 told me, point blank, Cabinet, the President, if Métis Nation Ontario brings all those people in, you guys withdraw right away from Métis National. And we did. And our people saw the wisdom and the decision of not including those people, because they're not our people, man. They're here to steal our money. They're here to take away our rights as we advance, to steal away the development of our advancement. We waited over 200 years. Now we have $5,000 for our kids every university student. So if somebody's going to school for 3-4 years, we put $20,000 aside for them, $5,000 a year. So you start thinking about that. Other people are seeing that in Ontario, and they're seeing it in Quebec. So they want that. They're saying, well, why can't I have that? How come I can't have a home buyer program where I can get a down payment to buy a house? MMF's got it for his people. I want it too, so I'm going to be Métis. So you got all these people come from everywhere. You see that we finally made some big advancement. Our land claim is coming. Everybody wants to say, well, I want some of that land claim now. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's the MMF and the Métis people of the Red River who have a right to that land claim. We spent 32 years in the court, and we spent millions and millions and millions of dollars. We had to fundraise ourselves, and the court says it's the MMF. So, but your people, Ray, are seeing this, and they're saying, wow, I want that too. And you know the days, Ray, when we had nothing in the Federation, and now look at where we are. And so people are seeing that, and now they want a piece of that, and they want to come and take our stuff away. So we're never going to let them, Ray. That's one thing I make a promise to my people. I'll never let these guys steal from us what we waited so long and worked so hard to make the young generation coming, their lives easier and better. So again, Ray, we'll stand firm on that and let those people who want to steal our identity go somewhere else, Go join a different organization that doesn't have a definition of the true Métis of the Red River. Also on flooding, Ray, I was very worried about that. My best wishes go out to Peguis and Chief Hudson and his council and Fisher River and all the surrounding area. Hudson, we have a community out there in that area where a lot of our citizens live. I want to make sure that our people that are listening, if you have problems with any help you need, whether it's sandbagging or you have issues with water in your basement, if there's anything we can do, some people have been calling us for getting fans because they want to blow out to go and get mold in their basement, so we've been buying fans. But if you need any help, you can just start. It actually comes on a show on the air on the online, Ray, at 2:00. Ray, 2:00. You can actually call. If people got to get a pen handy, and Ray, if you get a pen handy and repeat this one more time before you say goodbye. The number for Cowboy, if you're listening to, 1-877 is toll free, 631-2414. Let me repeat that again. 1-877-631-2414. Or else go to flood help at mmf.mb.ca. So if you go on our website or go to flood help, if you have issues, if you have water in your basement and you have an issue now, I want to make sure there's no mold in these houses. If there's anything we can do, sandbagging necessary, I don't care what it is. If you have a problem with the flooding because of this water, you call the Federation and we'll send somebody out there to make sure we can try to help you as fast as we can. And if you need a fan to dry out your basement and you need to get those bigger fans, we'll rent them if we have to. So get a hold of us. We want to make sure people are protected during this time of flood. I know it's going to crest, Ray, they say, this weekend. And it's going to then find itself where the water will start to go away slowly. Right. But again, I don't want basements having mold later and where things are going to be having some health issues with our people.
Right.
On another matter, we had a very good discussion with Minister Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor because we have about 20-25 villages where there's French Métis-speaking citizens living there. And because there's no such thing as a French Métis. That's why I want to make it very clear on the show. English Métis, Soto Métis, or Cree Métis. But there's French-speaking Métis in our communities, whether it's in St. Malo or different communities, St. Laurent. You go to these historical communities, St. Eustache. And so what we want to make sure, we told Jeanette, she's a minister federally, Petitpas-Taylor, is that there's got to be resources set aside because some of our people are asking that if we can translate some of our reports and our messages in French, that we should do that. But we're not funded for that, Ray. We've never been funded. Right. They fund other groups, non-Métis groups, for French, but they don't fund that. So I had a good discussion with the minister, and she's going to look into it right away because we got to make sure that the right of our people to speak French continues, and it's a constitutional obligation by law. So we had a very good discussion with her on that issue, and it looks like that'll turn itself out very well. So, and hopefully we can start, and we're still going to do it no matter what, but it really is their part. There's also I want to talk about the homeless shelter that's happening with Will Garon's working on right now in Main Street. Construction's already started. I think Will said it's going to be a 21-bed facility, but it's going to be wraparound services because there's going to be a lot of mental addiction issues that happen. It's not just a roof over your head that our people are faced with in homelessness world. So we got to make sure the wraparound services are all properly in place. So that's happening as we speak, and I'm very pleased to hear the construction. And then we're also going to be sitting down with the Premier of Manitoba. I believe there's going to be a solid commitment. She made that, and I trust her words. She said that at the annual assembly, that there's going to be an announcement for our Heritage Centre, our museum at the Old Bank of Montreal. As I said, one day a name will be coming for that building, but that construction should be starting this year, Ray, and I'm looking forward to the museum, and I'm sure there'll be a little artifact somewhere of my great friend Ray St. Germain there, the legend himself, to talk a little bit about your history, and just to show, because it's not going to be, this is not a museum for Riel, it's a museum for our Métis history, Métis of our past and our future and our present. So we'll be looking forward to having stories to be told about all our great people of yesterday and our great people of today. So again, that construction I hope should start this year, and I'll be sitting down, as I said, with the with the Premier very soon to confirm all the rest of it. On the rest of the Pope, Ray, the visit of the Holiness, the pictures came in for all the delegates that were there, all 55, and so we'll be getting those out, and we'll put them in our website so people can see them. And it's such a great story yet to be shared with our people, and I can't wait for regional and annual assemblies to do a full video of it. There'll be some videos in our website too about the trip to the Seat of Holiness. A letter is going out. It's being translated in Spanish right now. It'll be going out early next week to His Holiness to really strongly consider Manitoba and to visit and bless the Riel gravesite. And again, I thank the province for standing behind us on that issue, and Wab Kinew and Mr. Boucher for pushing forth the motion. But I really thank all the Legislative Assembly for standing together and saying that we all agree to this. Let's try to get the Pope into Manitoba. And what better way to start off reconciliation than blessing the gravesite of Lou Riel. So again, Ray, in closing, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there. And I just think it's so important that we respect no matter what. No matter sometimes you get mad, your mom is always your mom and always going to be there, and always going to love you no matter what. So again, to all those out there, spoil your mom tomorrow. Do whatever you want, whatever is going to cook breakfast, clean the house, wash the clothes, clean the windows, clean the yard, whatever it is to make your mom feel special. Maybe get her a flower or flowers. It's up to you. And but there's always a way to do something just to make your mom feel very, very special, which I know we try to do every day. But again, this is a special one day in their lives that's in the calendar, in their country. So let's make sure that mothers know how much they mean to the Métis culture, the Métis, development of our nation, how we evolved, that we're a maternal nation. Let's make sure they all know it. And I want to thank Debbie from the Flower Patch. Again, she delivered flowers, which I got for my Glorian, and because, of course, she raises my baby Marta, and she's there always being mama. And so I made sure she got flowers from Marta. So I want to say thank you to all that listen to our show, and let's spoil our mama tomorrow and every day. So take care, Ray, and I'll talk to you guys next Saturday.
All right, David, thank you so much.
Okay, Ray, you take care, buddy.
You too, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
David Chartrand, the president of the Manitoba Métis Federation, with his weekly report, Métis Matters. And with him, it sure does, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it sure does.
And he goes to bat for everybody.
He sure does.